So first and foremost, what I'd like to start off with is I want to start with a thank you, right? So as you know, we've recently went through COVID. We went 2.5 years without community spread of COVID in this country. And within about 28 days, we went from the first case to about 40 to 50% of the workforce out. And then we were back to steady state without loss of any significant or critical services. My number one priority, RMI partnership, right? It's my number one priority this quarter. It probably will be for a while, all right? And the reason that is because communication, right? Communication is imperative to any good relationship, any good partnership, right? And so what we're trying to do is try to build the mechanisms in which we communicate. So the contractors have been asked to provide better mechanisms to ensure that the workforce understands their entitlements, understands who they go to resolve any disputes or any issues, right? The number one, where's the first spot you should go if you have a concern about pay, mistreatment, any insurance policies, whatever? What's the first spot that you should go to? Your HR, that's right? The HR. There's literally teams of HR for RG Next, your HR, right? For Vectress, teams of HR professionals. But even though it was a tough year last year, we were still able to get some things across the finish line, right? So as you know, we have a huge investment going into Zamperini, the DFAC, huge investment going into that. We're doing a lot of water catchment and water, much as you like to think about it, you think it's fine because it rains so much here. Water continuously be a significant risk on this installation, all right? And so we're going to put a lot of investments in water, rain catchments, not just here, but on Roy as well as we're going to get after a lot of design efforts under some other critical infrastructure, right? So we're looking at the fire stations, both here in Roy. We're looking at some UPH's infrastructure investments, and then we're looking at some QOL, quality of life improvements as well. Really try to get after the holistic kind of approach to the garrison.
First of all, I want to thank you, the new company that came here on island and give us a job, an opportunity. And I'd like to thank the garrison team. And I have something that I want to ask the company. I want to clarify something. I was wondering, is there what is the minimum wage for postal clerk? Is 15 minutes given like free for like 3 minutes to take a break?
Hello, I'm Scott McVeigh. I'm the HR supervisor for Vectress. I don't know what the minimum wage is for the postal clerk, but we can look into that. And if you want to swing by building 700 and come and speak with me, I'll be more than happy to go over that with you.
Sure. Yeah, the breaks, is it given like this?
So I know with them, you have your lunch breaks that are given to each day. As for 15 minutes in the breaks, it really just depends with leadership and what's necessary to perform the task at hand.
During the RMI Town Hall, Ms. Jinko had been working for other companies such as KRS and DynCorp and was asking if there were any discrepancies against local nationals to be put in any role such as the management or leadership position. Because when supervisors go on leave, she's put in a role as acting as supervisor, but has never held the position permanently. Another question Ms. Janko asked was when the RMI shopping day was going to commence here on Kwaj.
For the recording and for the people who didn't hear that, so I'm going to answer the AFES question first because it's an easy one.
Okay.
So it sounds like yes, the AFES is planning one. They've made some orders already. They're hoping to early December is when they're looking for that next shopping day. Okay. All right. So back to your first question. First and foremost, I would be pretty appalled if job promotion opportunities were being denied purely based on if you were RMI versus an expat, right? I must believe, and so all the HRs are probably going, yes, that is the case, because if they're not, they're in trouble, right? But nationality should have nothing to do with opportunities for promotion and increased responsibilities, right? It's all about performance, right, and certifications. Right, so sometimes some jobs do require certain, it's the way the Army writes contracts, right? Certain jobs do require certain levels for certification, right? And that's not all jobs, just some jobs. I'm thinking that could be potentially part of it. Maybe not in your case, right? But no job should be denied if a quality person is there. At least I've gotten the assurances from at least the two primary contractors, both Vectrus and RG Next, that they look for opportunities in which to promote within the RMI workforce. Right? It's in the best interest of our relationships, in the best interest of the garrison. It's in the best interest of the contractors, right? So for where there are jobs that do require certain certifications, and I use the vehicle maintenance as an example, right? There are certain positions like manager, they have to have like certain ASSI certifications. And unfortunately, that's hard to get here in the Marshall Islands, right? But I want to assure you that there should be no basically discrimination based on nationality for jobs, right? If you have two people who are both qualified for the job, they take the most qualified applicant, right? But there shouldn't be any top or any differences based on nationality. That should not be played.
I have one more.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's a rumor, but I heard there is another company coming in and taking everybody into one, no subcontract. It will be only, and it will be, this company is called V2X.
Okay, so functionally, and I got the team here that's going to know best, and they'll correct me as soon as I'm wrong. It's just a merger, just like what happens in most countries or most corporations, right? Even DI, remember DI? DI Amentum, they were Amentum, and then DI bought them out, and they became DI, whatever, right? It happens a lot. So the same thing happens, right? And so another company in Vectrus has merged into one company. I do not think there'll be any functional change on how we're doing business here.
On Monday, October 17th, the Kwajalein Art Guild held its annual Fall Arts and Crafts Fair at the CRC Gym. Kwaj residents came down to enjoy some locally made crafts, holiday treats, gifts, and decorations for their quarters. The Kwajalein Art Guild sponsors this highly anticipated event each year.
After several months of accepting donations, a party of volunteers from Kwajalein Atoll traveled more than 50 miles on October 10th to Namo Atoll. There, they deliver items to families and more than 121 school students selected to receive special gifts as part of a program supported by USACA Command and the RMI Liaison Office.
The trip was really enjoyable, and it was very enlightening to be able to help bring some supplies over and gift it to the people, and they were super friendly, and it was just such a fun trip.
Residents of the Namo community convened on Majkan Island to greet the visitors who arrived on the RMI fishing vessel and a second privately owned vessel. Among them were Kwajalein High School volunteers and a representative of the Kabua family. Donations include school supplies, food, and housewares. Volunteers and visitors from Kwajalein Atoll interacted with school children and community members and passed out backpacks and boxes of school supplies. In return, the community provided handcrafts, coconut juice, and baskets of prepared breadfruit, chicken, and food for the party to eat on the way back home.
People everywhere are dying. Well, not everyone gets a chance of really living. Yeah, it's supposed to be, that's how our life is meant to be. Friends, family are all that matter to me. So when I get to know that I'ma keep you with me in my memories, and all the times that we spent together in the hood under coconut trees like no worries, as simple as 3, 2, 1.
Ain't nobody telling me once again.
There's a lot of donations here for you to come through for your families to look through clothes, shoes, dishware, all kinds of stuff. So please come up and sort through this for what you need. Just so you know, there's a lot of people that donated. There's a company from Australia that donated. There was a church out of South Dakota. The community, all of the United States, people donated. Some contractors on the island donated. Everyone was wanted to be a part of this and to build some community relationships. So thank you all.
Put your hands up. Live another day, yeah. Memories are here to stay. Yeah. This song is dedicated to all my